By 2050, more than 6.5 billion people globally are expected to be living in urban spaces, an enormous challenge for traditional methods of food production. But vertical farming could form part of the solution.
I'm in Berlin and I'm on my way to a supermarket where they have installed vertical farming units and are growing produce directly in store.
The company behind these vertical farms says they go through 95% less water than traditional farms and reduce transportation by 90%.
So this is Infarm, which is the startup creating these vertical farming units that we just saw in the supermarket. And we're going to go inside and see how the business works.
Infarm's units can now be found in 9 countries, and the company has raised over $100 million in funding since it was founded in 2013.
Hello. Emmanuel.
We provide the technology, we provide the farm, we grow the plants, and we harvest the plants. And what we offer to the retailer are the plants themselves.
Infarm now has more than 900 farming units in stores and distribution centres around the world. More than 250,000 plants are harvested from the units each month, but each plant's growing conditions can be controlled from here in Berlin.
Like self-automated, it's also communicated with the cloud when we can control it remotely. Everything from temperature to humidity, light intensity.
Here they believe overall efficiency and resource use can offset initial startup costs and ongoing expenses, such as the energy needed to power ventilation and LED lights.
I mean, you need to look at the entire package, not only about how much those LEDs consume, because yes, of course, we are not growing in the sun and we have consumption of energy. However, LED technologies are really evolving over the time.
Energy-saving techniques are improving, like tuning lighting to different wavelengths for different crops. In the short term, the COVID-19 crisis could actually bolster demand for vertical farming, as its supply chain is shorter and less reliant on human labour than traditional agriculture. Infarm itself saw 200% growth for sales in March 2020 against March 2019. Longer term, global revenue in vertical farming is expected to exceed $22 billion by 2026, according to Global Markets Insights. I've come to the UK to see a different kind of vertical farming technology.
Driving down these country lanes just makes me think, not that far from now, will we be getting all of our produce from vertical farms in urban locations? Who knows?
Let Us Grow in Bristol was founded in 2015. It supplies vertical farms to farmers and growers, as well as ongoing software and operations support.
I think this must be it. It's really not what you would expect for a farm, is it? But I guess this is a proper startup. Hello, hi Persis, nice to meet you.
Welcome to Let Us Grow.
Thanks.
Let Us Grow specialises in aeroponics, where plants are grown using a fine mist containing water and nutrients.
Using our aeroponic technology, we've shown that we can increase the growth rate of crops compared to hydroponics by more than 70% in leafy herbs and leafy greens.
The energy inputs currently required for vertical farming make it difficult to turn a profit on anything but high-value herbs and leafy greens. But backers do see potential. At the beginning of the year, the company secured $2.9 million in seed funding.
So as a grower, you would buy your unit, which would look something like this?
Yep, you'll buy the unit. It comes in the controlled environment chamber with everything in here that you see to get growing from day one. And then we provide software services and maintenance services ongoing. We're now at the point of commercialising this and working with farmers and growers all around the country.
But I've got one last stop to make, a rooftop in West London. At Square Mile Farms, they've put corporate engagement at the very heart of their business model.
We install farms into workplaces and get the employees involved in the harvesting and the seeding, etc. and they get to take the fresh produce home with them, and they also learn a little bit on the way as well.
Despite the lockdown, the startup has continued putting live farm walls into offices, but the plan is to eventually scale things up.
We're working with a range of FTSE 100 companies, and we are trying to build up a community and a tribe around our brand through corporate engagement, and maybe 18 months, 2 years down the line, when we raise capital again, we can then build that large vertical farm and mass produce, but we'll be able to sell at a higher price point.
With so many startup companies working in unique ways within the vertical farming industry, there's little doubt that it's here to stay. What will be fascinating will be to see quite how much these business models will work alongside traditional methods of farming and how much they will replace them.